Hey guys, Jonathan Blazett here for Channel Sports 100. How's it going? I'm here to do my NFL Week 1 preview and picks, both the spread and straight up, but I've figured out how I'm actually going to, never mind, I actually thought I was going to do it a different way, but I'll just do it this way. Basically, the spreads I'm using, though, are the ESPN Pigskin Pick'em spreads, so they're not going to be the exact game spreads. They're going to be the spreads that ESPN has for their Pigskin Pick'em games. So they're not exact, but most of them will be, but a couple of them may change. So I apologize for that. So if the spread is wrong, don't sit there and comment like your spread's wrong, because there are a couple I know that have changed. Alright, here we go. We are 0-1 on the season already with the Giants loss that we took. We took a loss on both fronts. Of course, with the Giants' 24-17 loss. So we're 0-1 against the spread, 0-1 overall in the year. We are 300 and 181 lifetime regular picks, and then 0-1 obviously lifetime with the spread. So let's get right into it. We're going to kick things off with Indianapolis and the Chicago Bears. Bears getting 10.5 in this game here. I have high expectations for the Bears this year. I really do. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Bears go to the Super Bowl this year. Real high expectations. If you look at what Jay Cutler did before he got hurt last year with a bad offensive line, and the way he was able to win games for them, and of course he went down when the Bears had their collapse after Cutler went down. The Bears, I think, have made improvements to help the offensive line. So I do think the Bears are going to be a good team. As far as the Colts, Andrew Luck. I think Andrew Luck is worth all the hype that he's getting. I don't think he's overhyped. I think he's just as good, if not better, as everyone says he is. I think the Bears, I think the Colts are probably a 5-6-7 win team somewhere in there. I think they're going to play really, really good amongst their division. You look at their division. Tennessee is uncertain because nobody really knows how good Jake Locker is really going to be. Jacksonville is Jacksonville. They're not very good. Their defense is good, is okay, but Blaine Gabbert is not a good quarterback. Miami's in a rebuilding mode. They're not going to be that good. Is that the right division? No, that's not even the right division. Houston. Houston's going to probably be the only team in the AFC South that's going to give the Colts fits, true fits. I expect Houston to be pretty good. So, anyway, I'm going to go with the Bears with the straight-up pick, but I think that's way too many points. Even though the game's in Chicago, I think the spread is way too high. I think Andrew Luck and the Colts offense will be able to keep up with the Bears somewhat. I'm not saying that the Bears are going to squeak one out, but I also don't think the Bears are going to win by 11 points like they're favored by. So I've got the Bears for the straight-up pick. I've got the Colts to take the points. Philadelphia and Cleveland. Philadelphia getting 9 in this game. The big thing for the Eagles, of course, is can Michael Vick stay healthy? Can Michael Vick stay upright? And of course, that seems to be the question every week: is can he stay healthy? Can he stay upright? If he can, I think the Eagles are going to slash the Browns. I think the Browns have a lot of potential, but I don't think they're quite there yet. The Eagles' offense is a high, potent offense. I don't think Cleveland can keep up with them. I'm going with Philadelphia, and I'm swallowing the points. Give me Philly to beat Cleveland by at least 9. So going with Philly for the straight-up pick and the spread. I'm going to swallow the points here in this next game, too. St. Louis and Detroit. Yes, St. Louis, I think, is going to be a much improved team with Jeff Fisher and with a healthy Sam Bradford. I also think the Lions are going to take a step back a little bit. I don't think they're going to be quite as good as they were last year. I still think the Lions are a playoff caliber team. I still think they will make the playoffs. I still think they're good. The game is in Detroit. I think Calvin Johnson and Matt Stafford are going to have a pretty good game. I am going to swallow the points here and take the Lions to win and to cover. New England getting 7 at Tennessee. What more can you say? Jake Locker is going to be in some trouble, I think, against this New England defense. The one thing I'm interested to see is the New England offense going to look better than they did in the preseason? Tom Brady had a lot of pressure in his face. If Tennessee wants to win this game, they have got to push back on the New England Patriots offensive line. But it's Tom Brady, it's the New England Patriots. I don't think the Tennessee Titans are all that good. I am taking the Patriots and swallowing the points. Atlanta and Kansas City. It's a pick'em game basically. Atlanta getting half a point here. Games in Kansas City. I was surprised by this spread. I was surprised it was only half a point. I don't think the game's going to be all that close. I really don't. I think Atlanta's a good team. I think Kansas City is not so much. I think Kansas City is one of those teams this year that's not going to be really good, but they're going to be pesky. They're in a not so great division with Oakland. San Diego looks like they're going to be good this year, but they look like they're going to be good every year. And they could just kind of falter. Either stumble and finish well, or start well and finish horrible. And then Denver going to be good with Peyton Manning, but I do think that Kansas City is going to be one of those teams that just kind of hangs out and is one of those pesky teams that gives the good teams problems. But I do think Atlanta is going to get the win. I'm going to swallow the points. So give me the Atlanta minus half a point. So give me Atlanta basically to win. It is a pick'em game, like I said. This one is a little more difficult. The Minnesota Vikings getting 4.5 points. They're getting 5 points at home against Jacksonville. Jacksonville, what can you say? They're not a very good team. Personally, I don't think Blaine Gabbert's an NFL quarterback. I really don't. If he is an NFL quarterback, he is a mediocre one at best. Minnesota, they still don't have their quarterback thing figured out. Christian Ponder, Christian Ponder has a lot of potential to him. The question is, can they bring it out of him? Adrian Peterson, how healthy is he going to be? It's very likely that he does play on Sunday. Keep in mind, we haven't seen him since preseason. Since his knee surgery, he did not play in the preseason. So it's going to be interesting to see right there what he can do and how healthy and how good he really is. Tough game here to call. I do think the Vikings are better than the Jaguars, but watch out for that Jaguars defense. I do think it's going to be kind of good again this year. It wasn't too bad last year. But I'm going to swallow the points, go with the Vikings to get the win and to cover the 5-point spread. Washington and New Orleans. This is another tough game here. Straight up pick, it's not tough. I'm going with New Orleans. But the spread that I have right here, the spread I believe has actually come down. Unfortunately, the Pigskin Pick'em spread is 9.5, and so that's what we're going with. That is absurdly high to me, I think. But the one thing, the Saints are good at home. It's in New Orleans, it's in the Superdome. Saints are good at home. Saints are really, really good when it comes to covering spreads at home. RG3, here's the deal. The Saints' defensive backs are not that good. They don't have a great secondary. But can RG3 make the throws that need to be made? I don't know. Quite frankly, I still think the Saints are a good team. I really do. I think they're an 8 or 9 win team. I don't know that they make the playoffs. I think the only way they're going to make the playoffs, though, is by winning the division. Can they do it? I don't know. I think Carolina is going to give them a run for their money in doing that. The spread scares me, but I am going to go with the Saints to cover the 10-point spread against RG3 and the Redskins. Buffalo and the New York Jets. Big game here in the Meadowlands to kick off the season because really the Jets, this is a game that the Jets need to win. They really, really do. There's a lot of pressure on the Jets this year. Looking at their schedule, if they lose this game, the Jets could easily at one point in time be 1-4 or 1-5, and the one being a win in Miami in a couple of weeks because everybody's down on Miami. This is tough to call. It's going to be interesting to see how much Tim Tebow plays. It's going to be interesting to see how much Mark Sanchez plays. From what we've heard, what Rex Ryan has said, Mark Sanchez looks the best that he has ever looked in a Jets uniform. So could that be promising? Yeah, I mean, he's in his 4th year in the NFL now. It's about time that we start getting the potential that everybody seems to think they see in him out of him. It's going to be interesting. Buffalo is an improved team, I think. I do think the Jets are better. Listen, here's the deal. I think the Jets are going to get a win here. I really do. I think the Jets are going to get the win, and I am reluctantly going to swallow the points. I'm doing a lot of point swallowing here. I'm going to reluctantly swallow the points and go with the Jets to win by at least 4. Miami and Houston. I'm very, very confident about this game. Houston is good. Miami is terrible. What more can you say? The line that's here is 8 for Houston. It's more than that now. I think it's like 12 or 13 either way. They're going to cover the 8. They're going to cover the 12, 13, whatever it is. Houston is going to splash Miami. Houston is so much better. Miami has no clue what's going on. Houston is going to be a beast again in the AFC South this year. Give me Houston to win big, and there you go. Here it is, guys. I don't have the sound effect ready. I'm sorry. I have to redo it, so I'll just kind of do it myself. Remember, that I am going to make that game, the Houston Texans and the Miami Dolphins, my lock of the week. Now, I did not pay attention to how we did on lock of the week last year, so my apologies for that. I haven't done that, didn't do that. So, like I said, I'm sorry. I don't know what our record is there. But for those of you who are new to this, the lock of the week, I only use a team once. So I will not use Houston as the lock of the week for the rest of the year. Next up, we have San Francisco and the Green Bay Packers. Games at Lambeau, Packers getting 7. And I believe that it's actually down a little more now. Quite frankly, here's what I think. Green Bay wins the game. Okay? Green Bay wins the game. That's my straight up pick. But I think the spread is just too high. I think San Francisco's defense is too good. San Francisco doesn't get penalized a lot. They don't give up a lot of yards. Okay, this San Francisco team is really good. The defense is really good. The offense is good. I think it's a very close game. I really do. I think the spread is just way too high here, 7 points. So I'm going to go with Packers for the straight up pick, but take the points. Don't want them. You take them. Seattle and Arizona. Arizona getting 1.5 points. At least that's what's here. What more can you say? Games in Arizona, and I think that would be about the only advantage Arizona would have. I think Seattle is the better team. I don't know what to think of Seattle. After watching how Russell Wilson played, I want to think highly of Seattle. I really do. Pete Carroll really needs it. Seattle really needs it. And I want to think highly of them, but I don't know that I can. Meanwhile, Arizona is just such a mess. You know, their whole quarterback thing came down the last week of the season. Even Ken Whisenhunt said neither one of them really seemed like they wanted the starting job or seemed like they deserved it with Skelton or Cobb. And at the end of the day, Skelton won. I don't think Arizona really knows what they're going to get. I don't think Seattle's fantastic, but I do think they are good enough to beat the Cardinals. Give me the Seahawks to get the win and take the points too, obviously, because I'm going with Seattle. So Seattle straight up and take the points. Carolina is getting 3 on Tampa Bay. I like this line. I really do. I really do like this line. Tampa Bay is in a rebuilding mode. I'm watching Carolina very, very heavily this year. I'm very excited to see what they can do. First full off season of work with Cam Newton. I think that's going to be huge. I think Cam Newton is a very, very, very good quarterback. I was waiting for him to flounder all year last year. Anybody who follows me knows it. He didn't, and I'm buying into it. Carolina, I think, is going to be the one team in the South that gives New Orleans a run for their money for the division. Tampa Bay is just in a rebuilding mode, new head coach, new everything. I'm not a real big Josh Freeman fan. As a quarterback myself, I don't know why. I'm just not. I am going to go with Carolina. Take the points. So, yeah. Pittsburgh and Denver. Denver minus 1.5. Boy, this is a tough game right here. I want to say that Peyton Manning could be the answer for Denver. Is he the answer to win them a Super Bowl? No. I don't think he's the answer for them to win a Super Bowl, but I do think he's the answer for them to have an even better year than what they did last year. But Pittsburgh's window is closing. Pittsburgh is getting old. I think Pittsburgh knows that. I think Pittsburgh is playing like that this year. They're playing like the world's against us because I think we're getting old. Quite frankly, I think Pittsburgh wins this game. I think it's a very, very tightly contested game. I'm going with Pittsburgh, therefore, I'm going with Pittsburgh, so therefore you take the points back to Denver. I don't need them. Cincinnati and Baltimore is the first of two Monday night games. Baltimore getting 6.5 points here for the game. And I'm going to Baltimore. Baltimore is a dangerously, dangerously scary, scary good football team. Okay? Baltimore could be another team that ends up in the Super Bowl. It's an AFC South game, so it's going to be a tough game. I do think Baltimore is quite a bit better, though. Cincinnati, quite frankly, I don't want to say that last year for Cincinnati, Andy Dalton was a fluke. I don't think they can repeat it, though. I really don't think Cincinnati can repeat it. I don't think Cincinnati will be in the playoffs this year. I do think they miss. I think Baltimore gets the win. I'm going with Baltimore straight up, and I will swallow the 7 points. And our last Monday night game is the matchup of the week, according to ESPN Pigskin Pick'em, and that is San Diego and Oakland. Oakland plus 1.5, so Oakland plus 2. San Diego is going to beat them by more than 2 points. Okay, San Diego is they're the better team, at least from what I've seen. But the only worry that I have is, like I said earlier, San Diego is known for stumbling out of the gate. So I'm a little bit nervous there to see how they do. But I am going to go with San Diego. I don't think Oakland's quite ready to be to be a great team yet, but I think they are getting close to getting better. Final score, I'm going to start giving final scores for the Monday night games, just for the hell of it. Give me San Diego, 24-17 over the Oakland Raiders. So like I said, I think it'll be a good game, but I think San Diego will win by more than 2. Alright guys, that is going to do it for me. Let me just give you a quick recap. In fact, I'm actually going to read the spread the right way, which I should have done to begin with. Colts and Bears. Bears getting 10.5. I said that was too much. I'm going with the Bears for the straight up. Going with the Colts for the spread. Cleveland plus 8.5. So the Eagles are getting 9. I'm going with the Eagles straight up and with the spread. Detroit getting 9 over St. Louis. I'm going with Detroit spread and straight up. New England and Tennessee plus 6.5 for Tennessee. I'm going with New England to basically cover the spread and get a win. So straight up, I've got Atlanta over Kansas City. It's basically a pick'em game. So if I win that game, I'm in. Minnesota is getting 5 against Jacksonville. I'm going with Vikings to cover and straight up. Washington and New Orleans. Saints getting 9.5. I'm reluctantly swallowing the points and picking the Saints to cover and to win, obviously. Buffalo and the Jets. The Jets being 3.5. Big game for the Jets, I think. Um, I'm taking the Jets reluctantly to cover and to win. Miami and Houston. Houston getting 7.5. I know the spread is different now. I'm taking Houston to cover big. That is my lock of the week. San Francisco and Green Bay. Green Bay getting 7. I'm going with San Francisco. I'm going with the Packers straight up, and I'm going with San Francisco as far as the spread. I think the spread's too high. San Francisco will keep that game close. Seattle and Arizona. Arizona getting a 1.5. I'm going with Seattle to win the game straight up. So spread doesn't really matter. Carolina and Tampa Bay. Plus 2.5 for Tampa Bay. I'm going with Carolina. I think Carolina wins. I know they have to win by 3 in order for me to get the win, but I think they will definitely do that. I think Carolina has a pretty easy way with Tampa Bay. Pittsburgh and Denver is a Sunday night game, 1.5 for Denver. I've got Pittsburgh to get the win. Cincinnati and Baltimore. Ravens getting 7 points. I'm going with the Ravens. I think the Ravens is a much better team. San Diego and Oakland. Oakland plus a 1.5. I'm going with San Diego. They're going to beat Oakland by more than 2. 24-17 was the final score that I predicted there. Alright guys, that is going to do it for me. I'll be back one more time today with a recap of the Utah State college football game for tonight and my college football picks for tomorrow. I am John Lewis up for Dan Sports 100. I'm out.